this episode of Off the Script, number 153, part number 1, for your Friday, January 20th, 2017. I got news on why WWE continues to fail on getting Roman Reigns over. More desperation on WWE's behalf for the fans to gain acceptance for Mr. Roman Reigns. What did WWE do this time, and what is their big plan going forward for WrestleMania 33? Also, backstage news on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn may have backstage heat, and that's the reason why they made him look weak on Monday Night Raw in a segment with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Also, Roman Reigns is the first ever babyface to win PWI's Most Hated Wrestler Award for 2016. I wonder why. Also, WWE edits out title loss for Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw to create sympathy for him. You can see where this episode's going. And finally, a big update on Randy Orton verbally abusing an Arkansas fan at a gym. What did he do, and what do I think of it? All this, plus so much more, right here on Off the Script.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for spending another weekend with me right here on Off the Script, the number one fucking podcast. Not only on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, and Google Play Music, but this is definitely the number one fucking podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com, Off the Script. We got a ton of stuff to go over, and a lot of it today is going to revolve around Roman Reigns, man, and the sad, desperate, pathetic attempts by Vince McMahon to get Roman Reigns over. The man just does not want to hear that he failed. Vince McMahon does not want to hear that he is wrong about Roman Reigns. The latest in Vince McMahon's desperation to get Roman Reigns over, and this may make everybody physically ill by the end of the weekend, on top of what we already learned about Roman Reigns. Number one most hated wrestler from PWI, WWE manipulating footage from the week of Raw, where Jericho won the United States Championship, manipulating crowd reactions. It's come to a point where we're now manipulating how the same fans are reacting from a week-to-week basis. But you're okay with this, though, right? Everybody's okay with Roman Reigns and making him look good. It's such a pathetic, desperate attempt by Vince McMahon right now that reports are stating that Vince McMahon's number one priority for WrestleMania is not WrestleMania itself. It's about making Roman Reigns look good. Sad. This is absolutely why WWE is failing. This is why people can't cheer and appreciate and acknowledge Roman Reigns. You think they're fucking stupid? How can you be on board and say this is the right move? How can you support that type of decision? We're going to go over everything, and like I said, by the end of the podcast, it's going to make you guys physically fucking ill to read and hear what is going on. Absolutely sad state of affairs right now leading into the Royal Rumble. Now, I want to start off, guys, like we usually been doing. with the subscriber stories. I got two in particular. I got one in my email. Actually, I got a ton, and I mean a ton of subscriber stories this week. It was like the fucking biggest amount of subscriber stories I ever had emailed to me this week, man. I'm glad you guys are enjoying them, and I want to let everybody know, if you're emailing me a story that you want read on the podcast, on the channel, and I don't email you back, don't take it as anything bad. Don't be upset. I read everything. I'm going to get to everybody. I swear to you, I'm going to get to everybody. But I am usually, no matter who it is, man, it could be a fucking business inquiry, it could be anybody, I always get back to somebody late. But I read everybody. I read everybody's email. I read everybody's story. If I do not get back to you, do not be upset, okay? Because some people take it personal on Twitter. Like, they'll DM me and I don't get back to them in like 2 or 3 days, and they'll take it as I'm fucking telling them to fuck off. No, that's not the case, man. I read it and then I just forget about it. You know, I got a bunch of other shit I'm doing. So if you guys send me something and I don't reply, do not worry. I will get to everybody's story right here on Off The Script. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying this, man. I really am. The reception for it's been fucking unbelievable. And like I said, this podcast is just as much yours as it is mine. Going to start off with one here from John. John is not only a loyal sub, he is a patron, and I want to thank John personally for all the support he's given me right here on the channel. And I'm going to start off with his story, and then we're going to go to Paul's story, which I have in my email. So we're going to do 2 stories today, okay? Starting off with John. He writes to me via DM on Twitter. JD, I'm not even sure if this is how you do this, as I am not tech savvy. I wasn't going to do this because I'm sure you're probably getting 100 of these now, or hundreds of these now. And if you choose to read this, it's cool. But if not, it wouldn't bother me. But I'm going to do it anyway because I appreciate you and what you've done for me and the level of support you've given me. It's the least I can do. And it always feels good to, you know, have everybody, you know, gang together in the comment section and have this type of unity. That's why I do it. I love getting your stories out there because you never know who's reading it or listening to it that might be going through the same situation. So I'm doing this for you, man. So I hope everything's all right. Getting 100 of these now, and if you choose to read it, it's cool. But if not, it wouldn't bother me. Quick rundown on me. I'm a wrestling fan since 1973. And actually remember kayfabe. Some people don't know what kayfabe is. Every month I'd be at the soda shop. Yes, I am that old, LOL. Getting the After magazines every month. I've lived and loved it for over 40 years. I'm not going to write a biography, so let's just say I've done a lot of stupid shit in my life, which I've actually spent the last decade repairing. Fast forward to 2015. Finally, after 30 years, through hard work, I was in the position, work-wise, that I've always longed to be in. That all changed with one fall. I haven't been able to do work since then, and it's driven me into a deep depression. Not long after that, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and I lost him in March. Fast forward to Wrestlemania 32. The day after this shit show, I was cruising YouTube to see how many other people thought it was as big of a shit show as I did, and I came across your review. And if you guys know my WrestleMania 32 review, I absolutely fucking ripped it to shreds. One of the worst WrestleManias of all time, with one of the worst main events of all time. Coincidentally, who's involved? Mr. Roman Reigns. So he was cruising YouTube to see how many other people thought it was a big shit show, as he did, and he came across my review. I was blown away, says John. Holy shit, here's a fellow New Yorker who's literally saying everything I'm thinking and in pretty much the same exact tone and mannerisms that I would. An instant fan was born. I became a patron and recommended your channel to everyone I could. Your videos brought me laughter and smiles, and when it was really very hard to come by. Anyway, I thought things couldn't get worse. In November, I was rushed to the ER in excruciating pain, and after weeks of tests, I've been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. As I write this, I'm sick as a dog, and I've been awake since 3 a.m. I'm not looking for sympathy because I'm a New Yorker, and I'll beat this goddamn thing because I will see my daughter graduate in June. I want you to know it's your videos I watch when I'm getting chemo because they bring joy to my life when I should be in a miserable place. Your work ethic and drive to succeed no matter what the naysayers say is something you should be very proud of, and it makes me proud to be a fan. I'm sorry I couldn't continue to be a patron, but I'll return once I beat this bullshit. I wear my JD's Negan shirt proudly in my treatments and will continue to do so as motivation. I don't want to start tearing up, man. I really don't. I'm done rambling. So I'll just say thanks from this old wrestling fan for giving me a reason to laugh and the motivation to get through this. Keep doing what you do, John. You know, it's funny. I read that when he sent it to me, and I didn't tear up. Now I'm tearing up. You know, funny thing is, my dad's mom passed away from pancreatic cancer. She was only 50, and I remember when I woke up that morning, and I was in sixth grade. My mom used to come in to my bedroom. My brother Frank and I, Mr. Legionary, the music one. He used to sleep in the same bedroom I had. We had two twin beds, and my mom used to come in, and she used to get dressed, in her room. She used to do her hair in our room, and she used to fucking turn the TV on, and she used to turn the lights on to wake us up for school, right? You know, not like a normal mother that'll yell from the bottom of the staircase, breakfast is on the table, get yourself up. No, she forcefully got us up and got us ready for school. You know, we took a shower, and my brother took a shower, and we all got ready for school. And that morning, I remember like it was yesterday, my mom, the night before with my father, went to the hospital, and my grandma passed away in the hospital the night before. And I asked how grandma was doing. And I remember, weeks before they admitted her to the hospital, I remember going over to her house and sitting in the living room with her, and you physically could see her deteriorating away. It was terrible. It was downright scary to me because I never seen anything like that in my entire life. Here I see my grandma, while I was growing up as a young child, and she was so vibrant, and she was so lively, and she would fucking make the best fucking dinners, man. And we couldn't wait. We couldn't wait to get to her house and sit in her beautiful living room, around Christmas time. She had this huge white tree, and the kitchen was fucking beautiful. Every time we went into the kitchen, there was fucking espresso filling the air and desserts, you name it, man. After dinner, fucking a beautiful Italian meal. And those are the things I remember. And then, when she got diagnosed with cancer, we went to go visit her, daily, and we just seen her deteriorate day after day after day, man. And it was scary as a young child. And that morning when I was getting ready for school, I asked how grandma was doing, and my mom didn't really say anything because she didn't want to scare us. She didn't want to bring the bad news to us before school. I don't know why they didn't really come out and openly say anything about it, but I kind of knew. I kind of knew that grandma was dying. And I remember going to school that day, and I went to Catholic school. I went to St. Benedict's here in the Bronx. And I remember in class, in homeroom, we usually said a daily prayer. Everybody who wanted to, put in an extra prayer during the morning prayer. We used to say the Hail Mary and the Our Father and all that shit. And I remember the teacher asking me if we want, or the class, if we had any other extra prayers that we wanted to, speak about before the day started. And I prayed for my grandma, because she had passed away that morning. And I started to cry there in homeroom. And that was it. You know, she passed away from pancreatic cancer. But as far as John goes, I want everybody in the comment section collectively to just gather thoughts together and send good vibes to John's way. I honestly hope that you come out of this okay, man. And the fact that you found me and that we're both New Yorkers and your story, you know, touches me and it made me tear up. It's funny. I read this and I didn't tear up when you sent it to me. You sent it to me. I immediately read it. And now I'm here and I'm here recording this and it's making me tear up. But the pancreatic cancer is something that has affected my family, like, you know, I just mentioned with my grandmother. But you're gonna beat this thing, man. And you got all of us here. You got the fucking Off The Script family. You got the JD family that's going to send good vibes to you, and you're gonna beat this thing, man. You're not gonna have anything to worry about. I'm hopeful and I'm positive that you're gonna come out of this 100%. You're gonna come out of this better than ever. So I wanna thank you from the bottom of my heart for wearing my shirts and using me as motivation and using me to bring a smile to your face when days, you know, go by where it's tough to find a fucking smile and it's tough to laugh and it's tough to just, you know, do those types of things. I go through those days often, and yeah, I'm glad that you can confide in me and what I do to bring that out of you, and that means a lot to me, man. And don't worry about being a patron. You've done more than enough as far as being a patron goes. As far as I'm concerned, you're a lifelong patron, man. You don't need to pledge to be a patron. I know you are, and you know I hope everything comes out the way you want it to be, and I believe you're gonna beat this thing, so man. So we love you all, and you know, keep me updated on, you know, you got my DM. Just fucking reach out to me. Let me know what's going on, man. Please keep me updated on everything that's going on with your chemo and your situation. Okay. Moving on, we got one from Paul. We're gonna go into my email now. We got another. Look at this. We got another. I gotta add another one to the list here. Jesus. We'll talk about the PayPal Rumble. Let me read Paul's email here. Let me access this. Paul Burke. He titles this Inspiration. JD. Hey, bro, it's me, Paul 2DB. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I just wanted to shoot you a quick email to let you know what a difference you have made for me. It's kind of hard for me to talk about this, but I figured you would like to hear about how much a simple smile or laugh can make. First of all, I want to say I don't always get to catch Off The Script on YouTube, mainly because podcasts are quite a bit more safe than a YouTube video while driving. You can hook up your phone, bro. You can hook up your phone right to your car and just let the YouTube video play, and you don't have to watch. You can just listen. I'm not doing really anything that's, besides the Kevin Dunn impression, I'm not really doing anything that's not out of the ordinary. So you can always plug in your phone in your car to your stereo and just listen on the go, man. You don't need to do that. And I upload the podcast. Sunday to iTunes and Podbean anyway. So if you want to wait till Sunday, listen to it. Just the audio version, man. You don't really need the YouTube version. So Off The Script on YouTube, mainly because podcasts are quite a bit more safe than a YouTube video while driving. I can tell you this. There's not been a single podcast published to Podcast Addict via Podbean that I have missed since your review discussing the shit show that was SummerSlam. I didn't even know we were on Podcast Addict. That's new to me. That's pretty cool. When I found the podcast, I was a month out of a divorce from my wife that had a 2.5-year affair with someone twice her age. There is more to the sickening story, but I will spare you all the details. At that point in my life, there was not too much for me to smile or laugh about besides my amazing daughter. I was randomly scanning through podcasts for WWE because it's always something I enjoy listening to. It's always great to get someone's perspective who is as passionate about the product as I am. Your no-holds-barred attitude inspired me to get off my high horse of self-pity and live my life. Sometime in the very near future, I hope to get a podcast of my own discussing, you guessed it, WWE. I have not quite got all the details ironed out yet, but if you want, I would be more than happy to let you know when I publish my first podcast. I know it won't hold a candle to Off The Script. I know you are extremely busy, so if you can take the time to read this email or even listen to my podcast, I totally understand. I'm constantly refreshing my app to see when your next Off the Script comes out. Thanks again for being a laugh and a smile when I was not sure there was any of that left for me. Your forever fan, hashtag broken Paul to the B. Yeah, it always gets to me when you guys tell me that, you got days where you don't have a smile or a laugh, and you guys see me and then it automatically comes out, man. That means a lot to me. So, Paul, if you're listening, bro, let me know when you got your podcast up. Email me, and I'll make sure to spread it to everybody here on Off the Script. And I'm sorry about your situation that really puts you in that type of situation, that type of mentality. I hope your daughter's doing okay, and I hope you're doing a little bit better. I'm glad you found me, man. Because we're all one big family here, and like I told everybody before I read John's story, this is just as much your podcast as it is mine, man. You're the reason why this podcast is here. You're the reason why I do this each and every week, and I love doing it. So, thank you to John. Thank you to Paul. John, let me know what your situation is. Keep in touch with me, and Paul. When you get your podcast up and running, let me know when that is and where we can find it, and I'll plug it right here on Off the Script, man. So thank you guys for that, and those are the 2 subscriber stories this week, man. If you guys got any stories you want me to read, all you got to do is email me, jdfromny206@yahoo.com. I got a ton of shit right now, and please make it worthwhile, man. I love you all, but don't send me 2-liners. Hey, JD, it's my birthday. Call me a goon. Can you please read this on Off the Script? No, I'm not going to do none of that. You got a story like John that's impactful and that's going to impact other people's lives. You got a story like Paul that's impactful and that's going to impact other people's lives. That's what I want, man. And I got a ton of them sitting in my email right now. Do not get upset if I didn't answer you. I got them all. Yours will be read. Trust me. Okay, so thank you to John and thank you to Paul for sharing those stories when they didn't have to, right here on Off the Script. Love each and every one of you guys. The PayPal Rumble! Here we go, man. I gotta add another fucking name to this thing. We got over 50 fucking names, man. And the Royal Rumble is quickly coming up. And let me get my fucking notes here because there's 50 names, and obviously I'm not gonna remember everybody. We're gonna read everybody, and I'm gonna cue the fucking Royal Rumble original theme, the one that brings back the best memories, man. Let me log into my email again and get the name of someone who just entered as we were reading subscriber stories, man. I'm gonna start off with him. Mikey Ferro's number 1. Okay, he's the original number 1. I gotta give him his props. He was the first one to enter this thing. But before I forget, Jesus Marmolejos. I don't know if I pronounced your name right, bro, but I'm a fucking asshole goon. So just call me a goon on Twitter if I pronounce your name wrong. So Jesus is in the PayPal first ever inaugural Off the Script PayPal Rumble. Mikey Ferro's number 1. Matthew Smith. Mario Maldonado. Starscream. Ian Davis. Colin Wright. Nick Wolf. Florian Kreutzfeldt. Marianne Domagas, Patrick Pacheco, Harvey Davies, Ken McIntyre, Peter Fiala, Corey Peters, Roger Navjord, Josh Ashley, Solomon Tyson, the Coffee Man. What's up, bro? Derek Sutherland, Chris Riera, Joseph Asiarito. I don't know if I pronounced your name wrong or right. I'm a fucking asshole goon. Just call me a goon on Twitter. Jeremy Bell, Kevin Bland, Jesse Walker, Randy Meyer, Michael Redmond, Andrew Gilmore, Mark Anderson, Jonathan DeFilippo, Curtis Lee, Michael Gorman, Brandon Moore, Daniel Barnes, Connor Mogan, William Miller, 35, Victor McCullen, Elizabeth McDaniel, Joey Ramirez, Graylin Batiste, David Toy, Carrie McFadden, Nathaniel Hexam, Jason Gonzalez, Stephen Dorsey, Adam Asiacek. I don't know if I pronounced your name wrong, dude. For those who I pronounce wrong, I'm a fucking goon, okay? King Goon, Trevor Cardinal, number 45, Christopher Hines, Vince Tarantini, Desmond Dukes, David McConnell, Eric Yoka, and Beth Liebig. 52 PayPal Rumble entrants. You guys can still enter. You got until the Thursday before the Royal Rumble. That is the deadline before that Friday's episode of Off the Script, where we do the preview and predictions. We're going to do a live drawing on that episode, and we're going to choose a few winners to win Off the Script merchandise. I'm going to order your t-shirts, whatever you guys want, and we're going to get you fucking Off the Script merchandise, man. If you guys want to get in, it is a $10 entry fee. All you got to do is visit the link at the top of the description, enter the PayPal Rumble. You got up until next Thursday to enter. $10 entry fee. You're going to win t-shirts. You're going to win... Let me see if I got them here. I got them both here. You're going to win, if I can grab this other one. You got Kevin Owens and Eva Marie Funko Pop. I got these already, so I'm going to give these away. These are perfect in mint condition. We're going to ship these to you with some off-the-script merchandise and whatever else I can gather up. Maybe I'll be giving away more t-shirts, man. Maybe I'll give 2 t-shirts away to everybody that won. So I don't know what's going on here, man. I'm going to figure out something, but we're going to choose several different winners. We'll come up with a game plan early next week. But if you guys want to enter, merchandise is going to be given away. Off-the-script merchandise, courtesy of Barbershop Window, and $10 entry fee. All you got to do is enter. Down below in the description, you're going to see a link for my Streamlabs donation page. All you got to do is go there, and it's simple as that, man. $10 entry fee, and you're automatically entered in the PayPal Rumble. There will be a live drawing right here on Off the Script, and it's going to be fun, man. We're going to have our own big Royal Rumble on Off the Script next weekend. So make sure you guys take advantage of that immediately. So thank you to everybody that entered. You guys are fucking beasts. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, the Wrestle Rumble Royal Rumble Pick'em is now live. They will be sponsoring the podcast next weekend. And let me pull this shit up, man. I want to go over this because the prizes are unfucking believable for the Wrestle Rumble Royal Rumble Pick'em, man. First place, $500 cash right to your PayPal, and 2 WrestleMania tickets, courtesy of TicketKing.com. Second place, $200 cash right to your PayPal, and 2 WrestleMania tickets. Third prize, $100 cash. Fourth prize, $75. Fifth place, $75. Sixth place, $50. 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th place, free entry into the WrestleMania Pick'em contest in April. And then, listen to this. If you get the most points just for the Royal Rumble match itself, you're going to get 2 tickets to NXT Orlando WrestleMania weekend, man. That is fucking unbelievable. That is the biggest prize pool that Wrestle Rumble has ever given away, man. The entry is now live. If you guys want to enter, WrestleRumble.com, the Royal Rumble. Pick 'em. It's going to be a fucking blast, man. Enter, have some fun, and I want one listener. I want actually everybody to place who listens to Off the Script, but I want that first place and second place to be listeners of this podcast, man. WrestleRumble.com, the Royal Rumble Pick'em is now live. So thank you guys for that. I also want to thank everybody for my new sponsors, man. If you guys haven't heard, I am now sponsored by Audible, the audiobook place, courtesy of Amazon.com, and I am sponsored by Gamefly.com. And I'm giving away 30-day free trials to both Gamefly and .com, man. They will be sponsoring Off the Script for every day going forward, man. These are 2 of my biggest sponsors right now, and I couldn't be happier to be associated with them, man. Gamefly.com is giving you guys 30 days to try the service for free. 30 days, you got 1 free game with that 30 days that you can scoop up from the website. If you enjoy the service, great. Stay with them. Have a blast. If you don't like the service in the 30 days, you can cancel. It doesn't cost you a goddamn fucking thing. It's not going to cost you a goddamn thing to sign up. Over 8,000 titles to choose from. And with all the titles coming out lately, man, you got Kingdom Hearts 2.8 coming out. Resident Evil 7 is coming out. You got a bunch of shit coming out for Xbox One. A bunch of exclusives coming out. The Nintendo Switch is coming out on March 3rd. So if you guys are interested in a game and you don't want to spend the $60 and you want to try it out for free, I'm going to give it to you for free, man. GameFlyOffers.com/JD from NY. Take advantage of that and sign up for 30 days on me for GameFly.com. The same thing with Audible, man. Audible.com is going to give you a 30-day free trial of the service. Over 180,000 books. audibletrial.com/offthescript. You guys want to listen to the Death of WCW book? It's there. Jericho's books, Mick Foley's books, it's there. You guys into Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, no matter what, your favorite author, you have a favorite author, get one free audiobook on me. If you enjoy the service, stick with it. It's fucking awesome. If not, you can cancel it anytime and still keep your audiobook, man. 30-day free trial, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Links will be down below. Thank you to everybody that is automatically signed up. As soon as I mentioned this, man, you jumped on that Audible offer. Continue to do so. It is fucking awesome. And you guys are getting free stuff courtesy of Off the Script. I want to thank Audible and Gamefly again for believing in me and sponsoring me right here on Off the Script. Funny thing with my Patreon account, man, I got locked out of my Patreon account, so I'm trying to get the Patreon Q&A. I know I missed it last week because I'm a fucking asshole, but I missed it last week because I just simply forgot. I was so fucking exhausted. Last weekend was a huge fucking weekend, man. News all over the place, the UK tournament, so I forgot that. Go figure. But I'm locked out of my Patreon account until support gets back to me, so I don't have your Q&As yet. I don't have your questions yet, but if you guys do want to pledge to the podcast, if you guys don't want to do anything that I mentioned, the PayPal Rumble, the fucking donations, all that shit, you can always pledge monthly. And if you can afford it, that would be fucking fantastic, man. Patreon.com/JD from NY206 right there on Patreon.com. Get your t-shirts, Barbershop Window. If you guys want official merchandise, barbershopwindow.com. We are an official partner. This podcast is partnered with Barbershop Window. Type in Off the Script in the search bar. It'll take you right to my online shop. Beautiful fucking shirts there. You name it. Unbelievable, man. $19.99. They ship worldwide. No matter where you are, you're going to get your fucking t-shirts. Slam Crate's coming up. There's news about Slam Crate. There might be a little thing that they got planned for WrestleMania, so I'll let you guys know about that in the next coming weeks. Slam Crate, if you guys want to hop on that. Their next box, I already got a glimpse into it, man. It's going to be the Road to WrestleMania box. If you guys want your box, I'm going to save you money. JD from NY at checkout. Buy monthly subscription. Use my unique link down below in the description. WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. Use the code JDSentMe for 10% off. I'm trying to get sponsored by That Wrestling Crate, and Pro Wrestling Crate from Pro Wrestling Tees is coming this week, so expect an unboxing Royal Rumble weekend. And that's pretty much it, man. Thank you for all that. Thank you for the subscriber stories. You guys are fucking beasts. This is actually becoming my favorite part of the podcast, man. Doing the sub stories and just shooting the shit with you guys before we get into the news. Because, you know, a lot of you guys are like, JD, Off the Script has grown from like an hour to like an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes. I don't give a shit, man. I could sit here all day and fucking do this shit if I wanted. A few things I want to go over. Number one, before we get into the Roman Reigns news, the lava lamp apparently is very requested on Monday Night Raws. I posted a comment in my Monday Night Raw review. If this comment gets 750 thumbs up, the lava lamp will sit here for 30 minutes during a Monday Night Raw review and do nothing but shoot fucking shit out of its volcano. And it got over 770 thumbs up. So I don't know if I have the balls to just leave the lava lamp here for 30 minutes, because I know Monday Night Raw next week is going to be fucking complete garbage, so I might as well. But then again, I'm going to be losing views and retention, and I don't know if it's worth that. So if you guys actually want to see the lava lamp sit here for 30 minutes, and you watch the lava lamp, and it'll put you into a nice sleep, and you can slip right into your bed and sleep easy because the lava lamp made you, fall asleep. It cured your insomnia, just like Monday Night Raw does. Then let me know. I'll do it. But you guys want to see the lava lamp, and, you know, you were not afraid to admit that. Power Rangers. I seen the fucking, I don't know if you guys seen that. I seen the trailer for the new movie. I didn't even know there was a new movie. I've been playing the new game. It's on my channel right now. I've been playing that Mega Battle that they just released. It's $15 on the PSN store. I finished the game. You're gonna get daily uploads as long as I am, you know, quick-witted about it. I beat the game, so there's only 6 chapters in the game. I got it all done. It's a 3-hour campaign. Can't go wrong for $15, and it was fun too. But I didn't know they had a new movie out. I really didn't. And I seen the trailer this morning, and I'm like, holy shit, this looks pretty fucking good. And it doesn't look kiddie at all. It looks somewhat semi-serious. You know, there was a few cheesy jokes thrown in between there, but it looks like it's, you know, a serious toned movie, not like the fucking Transformer movie where you got shit blowing up all over the place. You don't know what the fuck is going on. But, you know, I haven't been invested in the Power Rangers since I was in 5th grade. You know, I got the action figures, or I had the action figures. I still got one action figure. I got the original Pink Ranger in the box in my closet. Still in the box. The box is kind of fucked up, though. But I still have the original figure in mint condition. So, I'm looking at that, and I'm like, holy shit, man. I wonder if it's worth any money. But then I seen the trailer, and I'm like, you know, maybe I should go see this movie. It's coming out in March, and you know, I really don't like movies like that anymore, but I'm very tempted to actually go see this movie. And the game was awesome. It's kind of rejuvenated my my childhood a little bit, man. Thinking back on what I used to love during my childhood days, and everybody loved the fucking Power Rangers, you know. So I just wanted to mention that. I didn't even know there was a movie. So the video game's been fun. If you guys missed that, or if you guys didn't know I did that, it is on the channel right now. But speaking of more important matters, I want to get into the news at hand, and that is, obviously, Roman Reigns. We're going to go over this story right here to start the podcast. Vince McMahon, desperate for Roman Reigns to gain acceptance from the WWE Universe. WrestleMania 33 will be his last chance. Let's talk about this, man. Roman Reigns and his role at WrestleMania and what Vince McMahon has planned for Mr. Roman Reigns. Before WWE officials can book Roman Reigns to become the Universal Champion at the Royal Rumble, they need to be sure of what his plans are for WrestleMania 33. As of this writing, and as of this report, there are no plans yet. It's been reported that WWE officials are planning a big surprise, and I've seen these words thrown around when it considers Roman Reigns and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I've heard this, in quotes, big surprise for Roman Reigns heading into the grandest stage of them all. Whatever the hell that means, I don't know. But it won't be winning the Universal title. Most people are already expecting him to win the Universal title at the Royal Rumble and walk into Mania the Universal Champion. So that's probably not going to even be what they're talking about as far as this big surprise. On paper, Kevin Owens loses the Universal Championship to Reigns and then enters into a feud with Chris Jericho. Roman Reigns' opponent for WrestleMania 33 would most likely be the winner of the Royal Rumble match, but that could be a handful of names. There is a legitimate chance for Finn Balor, Goldberg, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, or any other man on the Raw brand to win and face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33. But those are the big names right now that are floating around. Balor, we don't know what's going on with Balor. He can always be a surprise entrant. He can win the Royal Rumble. I don't think Goldberg's going to win it. We heard Meltzer say that The Undertaker right now is not going to win the Royal Rumble, but things might have changed. Things might have changed after what you read and what you see here. And for all we know, Undertaker could end up winning the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins. I'm throwing Sami Zayn's name into the hat. Braun Strowman is there as well. You know, there's a few names right now. And that's one of the things I wanted to have happen going into the Royal Rumble is at least 10 or so names that you believe could win the Royal Rumble to make it unpredictable. WWE seems to have done that, and it's going to be very exciting. We don't know who's going to win, but I hope we don't have another year where the Royal Rumble is sabotaged We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Reigns just became the first babyface in WWE history, and I got a separate report about this, to win PWI's Most Hated Wrestler of the Year award. The WWE Universe continues to be strongly opposed to Roman as the guy of WWE programming, with other options like Balor, Rollins, Zayn, and others able to take that role without the same resistance from the WWE Universe. Vince McMahon is said to be getting desperate to get Roman Reigns over. I mean, what more does he need? It's been fucking 3 years now. What else do you need to have happen for you to understand that this is a fucking failure? Now it's getting pathetic. This is truly getting pathetic. And Vince McMahon was interviewed a few weeks ago about giving the fans what they want. And the fans are the heartbeat of the WWE. If they do not like something, that is not the direction that the company needs to go in. But if the fans want something and cheer somebody and are all about a certain situation or all about a certain superstar, then that is the way that you go. Clearly, Vince McMahon was full of complete bullshit when he gave this interview. I don't know who interviewed. I know I read it. If I can find it, I'll post it in the comment section. That's what he said. And everything that we read, everything that we hear, getting closer to Royal Rumble and closer to WrestleMania, completely is the opposite of what Vince McMahon stated in that interview. He's desperate. And it's pathetic. I don't need to go over the amount of names and the quality of names that have tried to get this man over. Vince McMahon himself tried to do it, and it ended up being a failure. I don't know why Vince McMahon can't look himself in the fucking mirror, look himself in the face, say, you know what, I failed. It's not going to happen. Let me move on. I don't get it. According to a new report, WWE officials are heavily debating the best option for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33. Apparently, Vince McMahon wants Reigns in the Universal Championship match, which means there is a 100% chance that he will defeat Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. That's not the way I'd go. You guys know how I'd go. Zayn, Owens, WrestleMania. Reigns should have been the United States champion, and he should have been defending that belt against anybody on Monday Night Raw to prove that he is a fighting champion. And then, lo and behold, at the end of that fucking road is Braun Strowman. And then Braun Strowman would win the United States Championship. And he would go on to have a run as the United States Champion, giving him a taste of championship gold in the process, and then building him up to that next level. Because Braun Strowman right now is unseasoned. Braun Strowman is green. Braun Strowman is not at that level yet. That's the type of guy that you take from the bottom and you move him through mid-card with a championship, and then if you deem him ready, you put him in the main event. A guy like AJ Styles who comes in, who's already a seasoned veteran, you're not going to have him come in and win a U.S. title or an Intercontinental title. No, he goes straight to the top. Samoa Joe, straight to the top. Finn Balor, whatever you did with him in NXT, the hype around Finn Balor was so fucking big, you're not going to have him come in and win a United States Championship. He's going right for the fucking main event picture. Some guys, you know when their time is to shoot right to the top and bypass everybody. Okay? Braun Strowman, you know he is not seasoned. You know he is not there yet. So he's got to go through the ranks. Because he has to prove to us that he is worthy of being in that type of moment. Because I've had many arguments with people on Twitter. Oh, well, JD, look at AJ Styles, man. No, AJ Styles is ungodly. He's not even human. You're going to put AJ Styles in a United States Championship match? Championship run with the U.S. title? What gives a fuck? AJ Styles is world title material. You're going to tell me you're gonna have him come in and he's got to be treated like the rest of everybody? No. No, that's exactly what they did with that's exactly what they should have did with Roman. Roman was unseasoned coming out of the Shield. He was the most green one out of all of them. Rollins and Ambrose, they had time on the indies. They had time. Rollins especially being world champion down in Ring of Honor. You know? And NXT. So, Rollins coming to the main roster, I wouldn't have minded him shooting straight to the top. He was put in the Shield, or coming out of the Shield, I should say. But Roman coming out of the Shield, he should have been treated a little bit differently. They should have slowed the pace down with him, and he should have been built up through the IC title, how to run at that. And he should have made fans believe that, listen, I'm the guy, you know? And then he should have moved up to the main event. WWE shot him right to the main event, and they didn't even look in the rearview mirror, bro. They went full steam ahead, fucking bum rushing everybody, bulldozing everybody, and they lost fucking people. They lost the people who matter most watching the product. People are turning away watching Roman Reigns. Nobody gives a fuck about Roman Reigns. The only people that give a shit about Roman Reigns are the fucking, the 6-year-olds in the crowd still wearing fucking, pull-ups, and the hot MILF wife with the 3 kids who's gone through 6 divorces. That's all that gives a shit about Roman Reigns, man. You're not gonna find a grown adult, a grown male, caring about Roman Reigns unless you're a fucking virgin living in your basement who hasn't showered in 3 days, who sits on Twitter all day and tags me in fucking tweets that I don't see because you've been benched for 3 fucking years. Roman Reigns is a fucking failure. Roman Reigns is a failure. And it's sad that the owner of this company doesn't see it. What do you think? What do you think the fans see? What do you think the fans feel when Roman Reigns is treated better than everybody else on the roster? I mean, this guy has merchandise given away for free at the live events that are going to be televised, with WWE bribing fans that, here, wear this Roman Reigns merchandise, we'll give you seats where you'll be on TV, and we'll get you on TV. You'll be on Monday Night Raw when we do the hard camera shot. They give away signs. They're fucking manipulating the crowd one week to the other. But you're okay with this though, right? These are actions that you're okay with. Meanwhile, everybody makes fun of a Daniel Bryan or a CM Punk. I've never seen anybody giving away Daniel Bryan merchandise. I've never seen anybody giving away CM Punk merchandise. The only thing that I seen were people paying their hard-earned money to sit in that fucking audience and cheer for someone they genuinely liked. People pay to see Roman Reigns fail. And WWE's missing the boat. They're failing to capitalize on making this guy feel important. Roman Reigns is a big, fat loser. And that has absolutely everything to do with Vince McMahon. Roman's to blame. He's got no fucking charisma. He's got absolutely zero personality. The guy is absolutely fucking miserable when it comes to character on television. He's wearing his fucking Shield vest. He doesn't distinguish himself from everybody else. Same old song and dance. I'm not going to repeat myself. You guys know that. You guys know that. I mean, it's gotten to a point. Remember back in the day when we were growing older and we were becoming more knowledgeable of the WWF product, and we seen Hogan dropping the leg, beating everybody, right? It's as if Roman Reigns at this point is so fucking untouchable that he would kick out of Hogan's big boot and the big leg back in the 80s when nobody was kicking out of that. There was nobody kicking out of the big leg. Nobody. I don't give a fuck who you are, where you're coming from. Nobody on this earth was booked to kick out of the big leg. Nobody. It's at this point where Roman Reigns would kick out on a 1 out of the fucking big leg and the big boot. That's how untouchable this guy is. It's fucking sickening. That's how they're booking him. I mean, look at Rusev. Rusev was on Up, Up, Down, Down. He was playing, Xavier Woods gives nicknames on there, right? Rusev was on there playing, what was he playing, Madden? And he goes under the nickname for the show, for that episode, for that video, of Roman Reigns. Call him Roman Reigns in that video. They start laughing. You know what he says? Yeah, I'm Roman Reigns in today's video because we all know Roman Reigns never loses. It's become a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke. Meanwhile, you support this fucking garbage. It's a big fucking joke to everybody. How you can even compare the runs between Reigns and Bryan and Punk. Everybody that's been in the top. Everybody that's been at the top recently. Roman Reigns is the biggest failure of them all. He was a failure as a main eventer. He was a failure as a world champion. He was a failure as a mid-card champion. Nothing WWE has done has proved worthy to Roman Reigns. Nothing worked. Daniel Bryan, Vince McMahon, Sheamus, Rusev, Del Rio, all these guys. Triple H, a main event in front of 90,000 fucking people at WrestleMania 32, right? Overcoming the Authority, the fucking Royal Rumble rub that he got. He was taken out for most of the fucking match, put through a table, taken to the back. He comes out and starts clearing house, right? This is how they're booking him. And then this past Monday, he loses, well, not this past Monday, the week prior, he loses the U.S. title, and a clear as day shot at some dude wearing a green sweater and glasses. He's cheering soon as Chris Jericho won the title. They show a replay on this week's Raw. They show the same clip, Jericho pinning Reigns for the title, beating him for the title, becoming new U.S. champion. They show that same dude in the green sweater with the glasses, putting his hands on his head, and they manipulated the footage to make you think that he was upset with Reigns losing. Instead, he was fucking thrilled that Reigns lost. But you're okay with that, though, right? You're okay with WWE's practices at being pathetic and desperate to try and get this man over. That's your world champion. This is the man you want as world champion. Someone who can't get over on his own, who the company is doing everything under the fucking sun to get him over and is still failing. That's someone you want as world champion. That's someone you want leading the charge on television. That's someone who you want your brand built around. That's not what I want. It's not what I want at all. I want someone who is universally beloved by the people. I want someone who has built a fan base and has built love and sympathy. And I want someone who has built a reputation for himself through hard work and respect, and is built organically, naturally, to the point where it comes off on television. You know, it's funny, I was listening to Solomonster this past week, and I want to thank him for shouting me out on the podcast at the end of the podcast, man. Much appreciated. Listen to him every week. He mentioned something about Monday Night Raw and Daniel Bryan being in that steel cage match with Bray Wyatt. And I'm listening to him explain this. And I feel the same exact way about this main event that we had. Steel cage, Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt was mind-controlling Daniel Bryan, and Bryan shed the Wyatt gear, and he broke away from Bray Wyatt, you know. And that steel cage match proved to be one of the best moments in the history of Monday Night Raw. In the history of Monday Night Raw. You go back and watch that, and you listen to that crowd. I have never, since the days of Austin, since the days of The Rock, I have never seen a crowd like that before. Every single human being with hands, arms, and fingers was doing that yes chant. Daniel Bryan had that entire fucking crowd mesmerized, eating out of the palm of his hand. I have never seen anybody manipulate a crowd to be behind someone like that ever. And you know what? Everybody in that arena, they loved Daniel Bryan. That's something that WWE could never produce for Roman Reigns. Never. But this is the man you want as WWE Champion, Universal Champion, right? But then when I speak highly about Daniel Bryan and what he was worth to WWE, and what he was worth to the company, and what he still is worth to the company, and you look back at situations like that and scenes like that on Monday Night Raw, how could you not want that as your world champion? Or him as your world champion? But you're okay with WWE manipulating everybody. And now, Vince McMahon using The Undertaker, of all fucking people, the greatest creation in the history of this company, the greatest character to ever step foot in a WWE ring. Now you're going to be this desperate to use The Undertaker to get Roman Reigns over? I mean, is Vince McMahon this fucking stupid? You're going to get Roman Reigns over at WrestleMania by using The Undertaker. If that is your plan, you might as well, I swear to God, you might as well literally build a fucking double wide, double deep casket for Roman Reigns like they did with Yokozuna, right? Make that shit fucking exactly the same way you built for Yokozuna. Put Roman Reigns insignia on the fucking casket, Roman Empire, pretty it all up. You're going to bury Roman Reigns, literally and figuratively, at WrestleMania. There is no way that he will survive that. The backlash for Roman Reigns beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania will kill this man's career. There's no way he's coming back from what already has been done. Now you're just pouring fucking gasoline on the fire. You're going to kill this man's fucking livelihood if you beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania with Roman Reigns as his opponent. Done. I'm going to laugh. I'm not even going to be angry. There's no reason to be angry. I'm going to fucking laugh. I'm going to tag Vince McMahon in every fucking tweet. You're a failure. You're a failure. WWE cannot be this stupid. They cannot be this stupid. What is the big deal about getting Roman Reigns off? It's come to a point where WWE is so fucked up that their main priority right now is Roman Reigns for WrestleMania. You got a 5-hour fucking show looming in, January 20th? You got February, March, you got 2 fucking months. And your priority is to get Roman Reigns over instead of giving us, the fans, a WrestleMania to be proud of? Where the fuck are your priorities? Clearly not with the WWE. Clearly not with the fans. I mean, what is Roman Reigns doing? How good of a blowjob does Roman Reigns give you? I mean, his Superman punch really must be doing wonders behind the scenes. What is the big deal about getting this man over? 3 years is not enough time for you to see that this is a failure? Your own fucking family couldn't get him over. Now you're going to rely on The Undertaker to get him over? WWE's priority for WrestleMania should be to give everybody the best fucking show that WWE could put on with the fucking most talented roster that this company has ever seen. And again, they're fucking pushing it all to the side to get one man over who nobody wants leading this brand into the future. Nobody. I wish John Cena could I wish John Cena could fucking drink from the fountain of youth. I'd rather have John Cena lead the fucking company and go on a fucking 98 championship title reign than fucking have this guy run the company or lead the company. This guy's a joke. Vince McMahon and Roman Reigns are nothing but fucking jokes. The fact that you want to fucking bypass and make Roman Reigns a priority at WrestleMania over everything else that should be important about WrestleMania, it's a fucking joke. How could you be in support of that? If you are not a fan of the WWE. You're nothing but one of these fucking idiot fucking goons on Twitter who has a header of Roman Reigns in your Twitter profile. You got a fucking picture of him on Twitter as your profile picture. You know? You tag Roman Empire in every fucking tweet. Right? Believe that. You know what I believe? That WrestleMania is going to be the worst fucking pay-per-view of all time if Vince McMahon goes through with these plans. Believe that. Now, after I just went on a fucking rant and stopped reporting, he's the most hated wrestler of the year. I wonder why. It's not hard to see why he's the most hated. WWE giving away free merchandise and bribing the fans to be on TV and cheer Roman Reigns because nobody else wants to fucking do it organically. Manipulating fucking camera shots from people who are already in attendance cheering the heels. So they pretend like, oh, that didn't happen last week. We're just going to manipulate him and show the people that, you know what, instead of being for Jericho, he was for Roman Reigns. He was upset Roman Reigns lost the title. That's the guy you want to support. Right? So instead of doing the right thing, WWE has pretty much done everything wrong when it comes to Roman Reigns. They're trying to fucking work their way around the circle. It's not going to work. According to new reports, WWE officials are heavily debating the best option for Reigns at WrestleMania 33. Apparently, Vince McMahon wants Reigns in the Universal title match, which means there's a great chance that he will defeat Kevin Owens. Vince feels Braun Strowman may be the best opponent for Reigns. He believes Roman defeating Strowman on the grandest stage of them all will make him look great as WWE's top babyface and to give him a new look with the WWE Universe. So after everything you did for Braun Strowman, you're gonna have him fall in defeat to Roman Reigns. What is that gonna do for Strowman? What is that gonna do for Strowman? Strowman has destroyed the entire roster. He's destroyed the entire roster, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a memorable Royal Rumble. You're gonna waste all that. And the unstoppable Roman Reigns is going to beat Braun Strowman with a Superman punch and a spear. Right? Yeah, great job. Great way to waste fucking 6 months of Monday Night Raw television time. Yeah, but Roman Reigns is the future, right? Yeah, sure. So, Vince McMahon now is getting cold feet on Braun Strowman. He thinks Braun Strowman being put in a big match this quickly is not the right thing. Okay? Reigns versus Strowman may not be happening at all anymore, which has made Vince McMahon second-guess many other matches for Roman in Orlando. First, it was Reigns versus Strowman. Then it was a rematch between Reigns and Brock Lesnar. For a brief time, WWE officials were considering Goldberg versus Lesnar versus Reigns in a triple threat match. Now it looks like Vince is locking in on Reigns versus The Undertaker. It's being said that Vince McMahon's top priority heading into WrestleMania 33. Let me reiterate that for you if you didn't hear me the first fucking time. Vince McMahon's top priority is Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. As a babyface. What happened last year? The biggest fucking crowd in WrestleMania history, right? Booed Roman Reigns out of the fucking building. What do you think they're going to do this time if you have him beat The Undertaker? I don't think people will cancel their network subscriptions day of, if that's the case. A revolt against this brand and this company will be seen, believe me. You don't do that. It was bad enough that they gave it to Lesnar. Now you're going to get even more desperate for attention and more desperate for Roman Reigns to get over by beating The Undertaker. I mean, are you for real? So, Vince wants The Undertaker versus Reigns at WrestleMania to raise Roman's stock significantly in a match with the dead man. No, it's going to fucking... The stocks will crash at WrestleMania. Believe that. It's plausible that WWE officials may want Roman Reigns to go over The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which may be a problem for everybody. Ultimately, WWE officials will be pulling out all the stops to ensure that once WrestleMania 33 is over, the WWE Universe has softened to Reigns. Vince McMahon is viewing this year's WrestleMania as Reigns' last chance to get over with the fans. I mean, last year wasn't the last chance. This is his second chance now at WrestleMania to get over. And I think this will be the biggest failure the company has ever attempted. Ever. If the WWE Universe turns on him again, like they did at WrestleMania 32, WWE officials may push Reigns down the ladder and give someone else a chance to be the guy in WWE. Vince McMahon and WWE officials need to be sure about their plans for Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker, because if Reigns defeats Owens to become the Universal Champion at the Royal Rumble, then they're going to have to revamp their plans on the road to WrestleMania. If someone changes their mind, which could get much more complicated depending on who wins the Royal Rumble match next Sunday. WWE should already be set with plans for WrestleMania. We're 2 months away from the fucking show and you're still putting together matches and you're still undecided on matches? I mean, it's not that difficult to come up with matches from what we've seen on television already. Why is there so much fucking confusion about what to do at WrestleMania? You got the best fucking roster that any company could ever ask for, and you're still struggling to put matches together. Are you fucking serious? I don't get this fucking company. I really don't. Have fun with it. They're making everybody stressed out, and they're really ruining the card by going back and forth and flip-flopping back and forth with Roman Reigns' decisions and insecurities. It's a waste. Roman Reigns will sour WrestleMania. Believe me. All this indecision over WrestleMania because of Roman Reigns will do nothing but harm the overall product. You already see it. You already see it. WWE should have that entire card fleshed out with minor changes being made here and there. A Royal Rumble winner should already be determined. The Rumble match should already be ready to go. WrestleMania should be set up. Chambers should be set up. Both championship matches should be set up. Undertaker's opponent should be set up. Fastlane should be set up. I mean, you already got the top of the fucking card as far as Goldberg and Lesnar planned out. Big Show versus Shaq, that's happening. Rollins versus Triple H, we know that's happening. How difficult is it to create the rest of the top of the card? Undertaker, Balor, Owens. It's not that hard. It is not that difficult. Roman Reigns and their indecision on Roman Reigns is making it that difficult, and that's something that I don't appreciate, because you're making the man more important than your biggest event of the year. And I thought nobody was bigger than WrestleMania. Again, Vince McMahon is speaking fucking bullshit and lies. Roman Reigns, clearly, by the indecision here and being made a top priority, is bigger than WrestleMania. Fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn right now may have backstage heat, and the reason why they made him look weak on Monday Night Raw with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins is because, like I said, he may have backstage heat with WWE officials. In the latest WWE rumor mill, if these are true, then somebody backstage doesn't like Sami Zayn. And it's backstage heat that may be the reason why the underdog from the underground was arguably made to look weak on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw. Now, I spoke out about this on Twitter when it happened. People were telling me, calm down. That's how Sami Zayn acts in real life. That's the way he really, comes off in real life. Yeah, but this is not real life, motherfucker. This is not real life. This is Sami Zayn, who's got the heart of a fucking lion, who's going to go out there and not take any bullshit from anybody, and he's going to show you, no matter how small he is, he's going to fight the biggest fucking guy on the roster. This was Sami Zayn acting like a fucking 3-year-old child because he's standing there next to Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, and he's going to be in the main event of Monday Night Raw. He looked like a complete fucking clown. But I'm supposed to be okay with that, though, right? You guys are okay with that. You're okay with Sami Zayn looking like a fucking idiot? And Seth Rollins walking away for him and giving him a look like, this guy's a fucking asshole. And then Roman Reigns making the comment, this guy's worse than fucking Ambrose. You're okay with that, though, right? I didn't think that was a good segment at all for Sami Zayn. I don't give a fuck if that's how he is in real life or not. That's not how you act when you're being put in a main event. It's not how you act when you just stare down Brock Lesnar and go to Suplex City in the opening segment of Monday Night Raw. You're acting all excited as if you're going to the fucking water park. Come on, man. How can you enjoy that? That's not the Sami Zayn I want to see on my television. But I thought they did make him look weak. They made him look like a fucking clown. Since his early 2016 main roster debut, fans have been wanting Sami Zayn to rise to the main event, much like his longtime NXT rival Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens did that in less than a year from his first match on the main roster. But such a big-time push has been elusive for Sami Zayn, whose WWE and NXT runs have been interrupted by injuries, to say little of the difficulties he's encountered moving up in a talent-packed Monday Night Raw roster. Most recently, Zayn was in a feud with the monstrous Braun Strowman, beating him at Roadblock, end of the line last month, in a match that he had to last 10 minutes against Strowman in order to win. In a last man standing match on Monday Night Raw, January 2nd, Strowman was victorious over Zayn, and the feud appears to have ended and gone in Braun's favor. It was a bit surprising to see Strowman pin Zayn on this week's Monday Night Raw in a six-man tag that also featured Owens, Jericho on the heel side and Reigns, Rollins on the babyface side. More importantly, there was also the matter of Sami Zayn supposedly looking weak in a segment where he appeared overenthusiastic in discussing strategy with Rollins and Reigns and tried to recreate the Shield's trademark pose with the stable's two former members. As he and Rollins walked away to end the segment, Reigns quipped, "This guy's crazier than Dean Ambrose." And while that suggested a comedic tone to the entire segment, Dave Meltzer's latest report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter suggests it wasn't just comedy, but also an effort to make Zayn come off as a loser. In a report from Dave Meltzer, it also was hinted that the segment was written because Sami Zayn has some backstage heat, hence the punishment of having him act like he did on Monday Night Raw. It wasn't specified why Zayn might have ruffled some feathers in the locker room, but Meltzer speculated that it may have been because he criticized WWE's United Kingdom Championship Tournament entrant, H.C. Dyer, who performed Sami Zayn's signature move, the Blue Thunder Bomb, on the first day, on the first match of the tournament. While fans reacted positively to Zayn's "why imitate when you can create" tweet, that wasn't the case for his fellow WWE superstar Tyson Kidd, who called Sami out and pointed out that the Blue Thunder Bomb was first used by Japanese wrestling legend Jun Akiyama, and it also appears that Zayn's backstage heat may also have something to do with how Zayn responded to Kidd when he called Kidd out for his earlier post. There was another tweet from Kidd replying to a fan on Twitter that said Zayn's comment may have been taken the wrong way. In a now deleted tweet, Kidd said that texts he received, presumably from Zayn, would say otherwise. Looking at the current roster, a few WWE superstars have more in-ring, or I should say, let me rephrase that, few in-ring superstars have more in the ring and on the mic talent than Sami Zayn. And if the backstage heat rumors are indeed true, it might not bode well for his career on Monday Night Raw going forward, as the company has been known to occasionally punish troublesome backstage personalities by making them lose more frequently, putting them in overly comedic storylines, or giving them gimmicks that aren't meant to be taken seriously. Just by this line here, troublesome backstage personalities. I think this is complete bullshit. I don't think WWE is punishing Sami Zayn in any way, shape, or form. I think WWE booked Sami Zayn in that way because they don't believe in Sami Zayn. WWE believes Sami Zayn was a joke before any comments were made about a Blue Thunder Bomb. This segment would have been booked if the Blue Thunder Bomb comment on Twitter with Tyson Kidd wasn't even a thing. Sami Zayn is not in any way, shape, or form, just by his makeup, a troublesome backstage personality. I find that to be humorous. That's hilarious that they would even insinuate that kind of thing with Sami Zayn. Now, WWE, on the other hand, they want to think that Sami Zayn is a fucking joke and, you know, he's not good enough and this and that. Meanwhile, if you honestly think about it, Sami Zayn is one of the biggest reasons the Royal Rumble exists, man, to get someone over. He is the perfect winner for the Royal Rumble this year. Perfect. And I'm not saying that because I love Sami Zayn and I'm a fan of Sami Zayn. You got to create new stars. I am tired of part-timers winning the Royal Rumble. I really am. I don't want to see another part-timer win it. I think Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble would do fucking miracles for the guy's career, but they don't believe in him. And I don't see him winning. I honestly see Braun Strowman winning the Royal Rumble. And it's going to be boring, and it's going to be predictable, and it's going to be not exciting. And the fans aren't going to be on that. Because, I mean, who would? Fans want something to believe in. They want to be in the corner of someone who's an underdog overcoming the odds. And then people tell me, oh, the underdog story's been done. How many times you got to do the underdog story going into WrestleMania? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit if the underdog story's been told? How many other stories have been fucking rinse and repeat in WWE history? Give me a fucking break. So you're going to criticize Sami Zayn winning the Rumble because it's been done before. Who gives a shit as long as it's exciting and as long as it makes sense? I don't give a fuck if they do it over and over again, as long as it's with somebody that I like and it makes sense. And it gives us a WrestleMania-worthy main event. I couldn't give two flying fucks if it's been done. Now, Sami Zayn is no Daniel Bryan, I understand that, but if you want the best possible outcome for the Royal Rumble, I mean, who are you going to give the Rumble to? You're going to give it to Goldberg? People are going to shit on Goldberg. People are going to shit on Brock Lesnar. People are going to shit on The Undertaker, right? Undertaker's probably the more popular of the choices with the part-time guys, but still, he's a part-time guy. And he's not fighting John Cena. If The Undertaker wins and it leads to a match with Roman Reigns, then fuck it. I don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it. Why would you challenge Roman Reigns if you got a WWE Championship on SmackDown that you could challenge for? You want to challenge for a belt that has absolutely no prestige whatsoever? You're going to bypass the biggest title in North America? Come on, bro. What sense does that make? What reason is there that The Undertaker would win the Royal Rumble and then challenge Roman Reigns? Why? It's his volition. It's up to him to challenge for whatever title he wants, if that's the case. You're going to bypass the John Cena or AJ Styles for Roman Reigns? Just based on that fact alone, it makes no sense. But Sami Zayn being a backstage personality that has troublesome problems, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. And Sami Zayn, the Blue Thunder Bomb, I mean, obviously that was taken out of context. I don't think he meant anything by it. I don't think Sami Zayn's tweet to HC Dyer was meant to be nasty or mean. I don't even know why this is a thing. Sami Zayn's finishing move is not even the Blue Thunder Bomb. He never wins with a Blue Thunder Bomb. So why is this a thing? No clue. Sami Zayn's not punished. That segment would have happened even if this fucking situation was non-existent. So don't worry about Sami Zayn and backstage heat. I think it's a fucking bullshit story. We talked about Roman Reigns being PWI's most hated wrestler, right? Let me go over what PWI said here. PWI mentioned that this was the first time in their publication's history that a babyface, a fan favorite, and I use that loosely in quotes, won the most hated wrestler award. And I quote from PWI, more than a quarter of our respondents cast their vote for Roman Reigns as the most hated wrestler of the year, marking the first time in history that a PWI Achievement Award, that a so-called fan favorite, has won this distinction. Professional wrestling has completely changed over the years. In the past, there were villains that have been cheered by fans, such as the Four Horsemen, the Freebirds, but everyone understood who the good guys were and the bad guys were. Today, it seems fans don't care who is doing bad things when it comes to who they want to cheer for, which leads to booing a guy like Roman Reigns. This might have all started in the Attitude Era, where Stone Cold Steve Austin was a fan favorite who wasn't a good guy. He was someone who did what he needed to do to win, and he didn't have any real friends or allies. However, he was facing the evil Mr. McMahon, so he was still technically a babyface. Today, WWE fans will cheer for Kevin Owens, a guy who cheats to win and tries to hurt people, but will boo Roman Reigns, someone who tries to do the right thing in the ring. PWI pointed out, that's because of WWE and the reasons I gave you in the beginning. I don't need to fucking repeat myself. WWE pointed this out when announcing Roman Reigns was the most hated wrestler of the year. Here's a guy, and I quote, who fights honorably and abides by the rules. He has a proven, loyal, and dedicated family and friends. He always conducts himself as a gentleman. He never ducks a challenge and has managed to overcome the odds every time they seem stacked against him. And the fans boo the shit out of him. Of course, there is a little more to this than that statement. Reigns hasn't done much to deserve any hate at all. It's mostly WWE creative. I understand that. But Reigns himself is uncharismatic. He's got no distinct personality. He's a fucking exact copy of what he was in the Shield. There's nothing there that's automatically gonna make you feel this guy is the face of the company going forward. And the fans understand that. However, fans hate Roman Reigns because the WWE wants him to be the top star, and the fans don't want it. So don't do it. Don't do it. The fans don't want it. Don't do it. Give the fans what they want. In 1984, Piper was voted the most hated wrestler by PWI because he smashed a coconut over Superfly Jimmy Snuka's head. Ric Flair was voted most hated wrestler by the fans because he cheated to win and was fighting the beloved Dusty Rhodes. Randy Savage won the award in 1989 for attacking Hulk Hogan. Reigns won the award. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't done any of those villainous things. And he won the most hated award. He's in some elite company. Unreal. He hasn't done anything evil, but the fans hate him. In 1996, Hollywood Hogan won the award when he turned his back on WCW to join the NWO. Stone Cold Steve Austin won it after he turned heel and joined forces with Mr. McMahon. The Authority won it in 2013 and 2014, and Seth Rollins won it in 2015 because they were ruling over the WWE as heels. Unlike Roman Reigns, those were dastardly villains who tortured the beloved babyfaces. However, Roman Reigns won the award in 2016 over Kevin Owens, The Miz, Samoa Joe, and Eva Marie. Well, Eva Marie, what the fuck? Eva Marie? Eva Marie's just hated because she sucks. Nice to see her in there, though. Most hated. I'd give it to Eva Marie. I think Eva Marie should have been at least number 2 on the list, to be honest with you. Kevin Owens cheated to hold his Universal Championship and rarely ever won a match clean since becoming champion. Fuck you, WWE. The Miz, who finished 3rd, was clearly the best villain in WWE in 2016 on the main roster as he revitalized his career on SmackDown. Much like Roman Reigns, Eva Marie is hated because the WWE fans don't want her around. But fans choose Roman Reigns, a WWE babyface who battled evil men like Rusev and Kevin Owens throughout the year. It wasn't because Roman was a bad guy. It wasn't because WWE wanted Roman Reigns to be the guy. It was because WWE wanted Roman Reigns to be the guy. That's exactly the reason why he is the most hated wrestler in the world. And for good reason. That's all you need to know, WWE. You're doing what the fans don't want to see. Follow the fans' lead. The fans are the heartbeat to the product. And if you're going to fucking continue shoving Roman Reigns down our throats and manipulating the fucking process, fans are not stupid, man. The internet is a beautiful place that exposes things quickly. It was only the day after that Roman Reigns and that fucking situation with Jericho and him beating Reigns for the title and that fan manipulation from week to week. It was only a day or two after that fucking event happened where people posted that shit online. It was all over Twitter. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break. They know what they're doing and they treat the fans like utter fucking garbage. Garbage. Now, as far as Roman Reigns goes and WWE editing this fan for the title loss to create sympathy for him, this duplicity and manipulation of what really happened started on Reddit. WWE's editing team probably, Roman Reigns, we gotta make him look sad. The fan was too happy there. Oh, his teeth though. His teeth were too good. So we gotta make him look sad instead of cheering for him. Roman Reigns. You know, it's all Kevin Dunn. This emerged on Reddit Square Circle forum discussion board, and one Reddit user in the thread suggested that WWE had the right to do this with the footage, and they got the right to do with whatever footage they take from events, and that the fans agree to such conditions by simply attending the WWE show. Okay. That's not, I don't give a fuck about that. It's the principle of it. Why would you manipulate a genuine moment to depict something else? Because it's not what you want. And you wonder why Roman Reigns is booed when people see this and people read about it. They're not fucking stupid. They see what you're trying to do. And you automatically put a bad taste in someone's mouth when you do shit like that. You can do whatever the fuck you want with the footage. But don't manipulate a genuine moment to be something that you wanted, but you didn't get. Come on, man. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. When you go to the WWE shows, you're giving them the full right to use your image on their product however you want, or however they want. There's usually signs on the arena entrance doors in small print and very hard to notice, but they're there. While WWE's video editing trick was certainly sneaky, the company realistically didn't do anything wrong here. They might have not done anything wrong as far as fine print goes. The principle of the matter is They did something to alter a genuine reaction. Just to do something that they wanted to have happen, but did not happen. You know, maybe Kevin Dunn, you should tone down the fucking crowd shots. If you're going to see something that you don't want to see, you got to cut it out. You know? Not everybody's going to be for Roman Reigns, you fucking goon. Okay? Stop with the fucking crowd shots. You know? Pan the camera on the fucking 7-year-old moron with the fucking Roman Reigns sign that he got a big cutout. I'm a Roman Reigns fan, and he sticks his face in the fucking sign. Pan the crowd, or pan the camera on the crowd with fucking families like that. And fucking degenerates like that. Who gives a shit? A grown adult who doesn't like Roman Reigns who's cheering for Chris Jericho. We can't cheer for Chris Jericho? Chris Jericho doesn't have fans in the WWE? Unreal. Unreal. And then people were tweeting Jericho, and he didn't say nothing about it. He didn't give a fuck. All part of the political agenda. So, it's trying to garner support for a character Vince McMahon clearly wants to be the focus point of its flagship show, and it's well within the rights to edit footage as it sees fit to aid that cause. Bullshit. It's not censorship or a conspiracy. However, the way in which WWE went about editing the footage, while in many fans' eyes failing to support wrestlers who are gaining support more organically, could be seen as another misstep in the company's attempts to solidify Roman Reigns as a major fan favorite. The latest sly move, which comes right on the tails of Roman Reigns becoming the first ever babyface to win PWI's Most Hated Wrestler Award, won't do him any favors with the audience. There you go. There you go. I don't need to say anything more than that at all. Randy Orton. Randy Orton verbally abuses an Arkansas fan at a gym, and he gets bullshit for it. Randy Orton is one of the SmackDown Live brand's top heels at the moment with the Wyatt family. There have been recent allegations that the Viper may have been taking his villainous act outside the ring, as a Jonesboro, Arkansas fan claims to have been verbally abused by Randy Orton after he and his friends spotted the WWE superstar at a local gym. But if one were to ask Randy if the fan who may have been rude to begin with, or it was the fan who may have been rude to begin with. This isn't the first time Randy has been accused of being rude or confrontational to members of the WWE Universe. In 2012, Wrestling News Source reported that Orton had given the middle finger to fans at the Night of Champions pay-per-view after repeatedly being harassed by an audience member. 3 years later, Randy Orton berated fans for mobbing him and his fellow WWE superstars at an airport after a long flight back to the U.S. from Europe. At that time, PW Insider took Orton's side, opinioning that it's not a very good idea to pester wrestlers for autographs after an 18-hour flight. If the fans had fucking brains, they would realize that respect exists in this life. Why would you even bother? These are people that you watch and look up to on television. When you meet them in person, you're going to treat them with fucking utter disrespect after an 18-hour flight? You're going to fucking demand an autograph? What did CM Punk say? You're the fucking people that are going to come up to me while I'm half asleep in the fucking airport and have me sign your fucking 7-Eleven cup and your fucking program from the show, and then you're going to go back home and put it on eBay to make a fucking quick buck. Those are the fucking people that do that type of shit. Fuck them people. I don't blame the WWE wrestlers for doing that or saying shit. Who wants to be bothered by you and your fucking pestering and your disrespect after an 18-hour flight? Fuck out of here, man. Yet another Randy Orton fan altercation allegedly took place earlier this week as Northeast Arkansas-based news publication NEA report related story of Anthony Martin, a longtime pro wrestling fan. Of course, what was he going to be, a fucking 2-week fan who just found the product this week? Come on, man. Longtime pro wrestling fan who grew up idolizing Sting in the 1990s and now works as an assistant branch manager at the Jonesboro Bank. On Monday, Anthony and some friends were at the Trim Gym in Jonesboro when they noticed that Randy Orton was on the premises. When interviewed by NEA Report, Martin said that he had approached Orton and asked to take a picture with the WWE superstar and was acknowledged at first, but not in the way he expected. Well, of course not, you fucking goon. I mean, Randy Orton is getting ready for a live program this week. He needs to work out. I'm pretty sure he's paying to be there Why is he going to have his time wasted by fans coming up to him and interrupting the fucking process of him working out and being in the zone working out and concentrating on what he has to do? One wrong move, one slip up carrying a weight could injure him. He could fucking hurt himself in the gym, and all you want is a fucking autograph and a picture, right? So nobody takes Randy Orton's part in this. Randy Orton's automatically nasty because the fan asked for a picture and Randy Orton gave him a nasty attitude. I approached him by myself and said, "Can I get a picture of you?" He gave me a fist bump and replied, "Sorry, I can't hear you," pointing to his earphones. We went our separate ways. Thinking everything was still alright, Martin stepped aside and took a picture of Randy Orton from across the gym. This supposedly infuriated Randy, who approached Anthony and let loose with the expletive-filled rant, rebuking the fan for taking photos. He saw me snap the picture and came up to me, got in my face, and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I said, "No fucking pictures. Are you fucking stupid?" "No. You said you couldn't hear me." Martin's story was relayed to the telecast by his friend Cody, who told NEA Report that he stood close to Anthony in case things would further escalate. In the end, Randy Orton reportedly gave up and told Martin to keep the picture despite his offer to delete it out of respect. I dropped my weights and turned to him and said, "There's no need for language like that," related Halstead, Cody, his friend. Anthony explained himself and Orton said, "Enjoy your workout." The NEA Reports concluded its article by quoting Anthony Martin as saying he never liked Randy Orton to begin with, and pointed out the example of Orton's fellow SmackDown Live talent, John Cena, who was reportedly happy to pose with fans in photos and make many smile along the way. But WrestleZone cited by one of its readers, Paul DeFord, who claims Orton, contrary to what Martin and Halstead had alleged, in a good mood, and went as far as to taking a photo with him, which WrestleZone shared in its report on the matter. Meanwhile, Randy Orton took to Twitter to react to the issue, defending his actions at Jonesboro and hinting that Anthony Martin had nothing to say when he approached the Viper. Orton also retweeted a post from former WWE Superstar Lance Storm, who screen captured a lengthy Facebook post of his and suggested that Jonesboro fans may have failed to follow proper gym etiquette, hence Randy Orton supposedly reacting the way that he did. Let me tell you something, man. You know, I've been doing the commentating thing for House of Glory. I was in the dressing room with Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, Bubba Ray Dudley, Devon Dudley, Leo Rush was there. The entire House of Glory crew was there. I've walked by Ricochet in the locker room at my first event at the Elks Lodge when I did the announcing gig for the first time. When I did my latest in Long Island, Victoria sat behind me, and I didn't know she was sitting behind me until she actually came up and greeted herself to me and my broadcast partner, Andrew, that night. It was only this week. We did it in Long Island. And she was fucking absolutely a sweetheart. Came up to us and introduced ourselves, and she knew that we were doing the commentary that night. But when I'm around guys that I watch on my television, and I see these guys and I grew up with watching them, and I see what they're doing now, and I know how stressful it is for these guys to get ready and put on a great show. Never once have I gone up to anybody and asked for a picture or asked for an autograph while they're doing their thing and getting ready or working out or dressing or doing something. Never. Never. Do you want to know why? It's because I have respect for what they are going to do or about to do in that ring. Never once did I bother a talent for a picture or a autograph. Because it's not that important to me. It's not that important to me, man. I'd rather be respectful to them and what they do than be one of these fucking fans who has one of these guys give them a nasty look. You know, I would have felt like a complete fucking asshole if I was this guy. And I don't blame Randy Orton whatsoever. If I am paying for my time at the gym and getting ready, I want to concentrate on my workout. And this guy really should have waited outside the gym and waited for Randy Orton to come out after he was done and just approach him calmly. Mr. Orton, I didn't want to bother you while working out, but do you mind if I get a picture with you? Randy Orton, I don't think would turn him down. I don't think Randy Orton would have fucking cursed him out instead of throwing the F-bomb all over the place. But if you're going up to somebody while they're working, or going up to somebody while they just had an 18-hour fucking flight, I mean, bro, don't you know respect? I would never do that to any superstar that I see from this day forward. None. All this guy had to do was wait outside the gym, or if you see a fucking superstar eating dinner, you know, and he's with his wife, his girlfriend, his fucking family, why would you go up to the table and say, hey, bro, can I have an autograph, can I have a picture? While the guy's fucking eating dinner. Go up to him and say, I'm a huge fan. Do you mind after you eat dinner, can I have a picture with you? That's all. This guy should have did that same thing and used proper etiquette, respect. And maybe Randy Orton would have approached him in a different way. Mr. Orton, I've been a huge fan. I've loved your work with the Wyatt family. Do you mind if I get a picture with you? I didn't want to bother you during workout. That's all. That is all. And Randy Orton would have been okay. Move about his day, go to the arena, get ready for the show, and that was it. This guy made it into a big deal. Randy Orton came off as a big fuck face, right? But if proper etiquette was taking place, I don't think none of this would have even been reported. This guy fucked up. And I agree with Randy Orton. And I agree with what he did and what he said. You know? Fuck that guy. I agree completely with what Orton said. Completely took the wrong way about it. And he paid for it. And he was made to look like a fucking asshole. Good for him. Good for Randy Orton. And that's it, guys. That is Off the Script. And we got a ton of news ready to go for the rest of the weekend. Rumors going around that The Undertaker also might fight Kevin Owens at WrestleMania 33. Those rumors are now heating up. We got more news about Kurt Angle. He's coming to SmackDown for on-screen roles, and he's going to be thrusted into storylines. What does that mean for the future WWE Hall of Famer? Update on Michael Cole's future with the WWE, and also WWE close to bringing in ICW to the WWE Network so the UK title can be defended. All this plus so much more on Off the Script this weekend. Make sure you guys check out all my sponsors: Audible, Gamefly, PayPal Rumble, Wrestle Rumble. Make sure you guys check all that stuff out and check any videos that you might have missed previously this week. I will be back on Saturday with more Off the Script. Until then, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys are thinking about everything we discussed today, and I will see you all on Saturday's episode of Off the Script. I'm JD. Remember to hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you right back here at 11 a.m. Talk to you later.